Hi there, I'm Sheetal and welcome to my channel. So much happening around us right now. How do we balance it all? How do we make sure that not just us, but our children are also safe, not just physically, but also mentally? To shed some light on this, we have with us Mrs. Molly George, one of the senior consultant psychologists in one of the leading hospitals in Kerala. She has about 30 years of experience in this field and networks with many hospitals, schools, colleges, and professionals. She does a range of solutions right from counseling to psychotherapies. So let's all welcome Mrs. Molly George to today's Health Chat. These days, most of us are anxious about one thing or the other. Some of us are anxious about the job losses that may happen, some about the pay cut. Some might be worried that one of their dear ones might fall sick very badly. And through all this time, we have to still maintain our calm and be sure that we are there to reassure our kids as well as our elders. We cannot let on to them that we ourselves are so tense. So we have to navigate this minefield and still come out on the other side, mentally still intact. How do we manage that? Any tips to share?
Let's first think positively that this is first time we're getting a time together at home, sitting with children, sitting with parents, or sitting with a husband. Just do what you thought you had to finish certain works and you couldn't finish because you didn't have time. Just engage in all those type of work so that such thoughts don't affect you much. Okay? And when you feel like chatting with somebody, sit and chat. You get time now. Start having little time for yourself. Sit alone. Think. Because the first time in life you may be getting this time, right? Whatever comes in your mind, right? Okay. Do little yoga. Okay? Do some exercise. You can do stitching or do some sketching work. That will only make you at peace. What you said is right. All of us are having anxiety over many things. But if you think you're going beyond limits, your anxiety is going beyond limits, you should call up some professional and talk over it than suppressing it within you.
Worst hit because of the lockdown in each house would be the children there. They have been suddenly thrown into something that they're just not familiar with. For all purposes, they are still kind of under lockdown, especially the younger ones who are younger than 10. They are still advised to stay at home and stay far away from their friends. Over these 2 months, they have been anxious and slowly they are starting to get rebellious. How do we help them?
Parents should make the child understand that this is not vacation. It's a time when there is some sickness which is disturbing the whole world, not only them. Meantime, parent can tell him, see, we have to work from home, our office work also, and do work here. So double of the work is there. So why don't you help us? Child likes that. Children and parents should make it a point that we all sit together and talk. Talk and decide, like by this time we should finish our meals. By this time we'll start working. By this time we'll see that all of us start working, like we have to do work from home. And you have to do online works. So we'll all sit together, maybe in a dining room or in a sitting room, somewhere like that. So children also don't feel that they are alone. At the start, as we are making the roti, so we should make a timing for film or games or everything. So when you're planning to show them any movies or anything, first thing we have to see that whatever movies they watch, it would be better if we also sit with them. And we have some sort of discussions, hear to their viewpoints and let them also hear our viewpoints. Maybe that will help their creativity too. At the same time, see that your children don't go to bedroom, lie down there, see TV or play on mobile. That's bad.
In my house itself, while my elder one watches TV, the younger one also comes and watches. She's just 1.5. I know she shouldn't be watching so much TV, but kind of helpless, especially when the elder one watches. We are at a loss as to what we can do to keep them engaged but not with our full attention because we have work to do. So, what can we do to keep them happy, occupied, and out of our way?
If you ask your elder one, like 8-year-old child, better you fold this dress and show your baby sister or brother to fold this, they will try copying that. Understood? So certain things you can do. And for such small children, why don't you make some dotted diagrams so that they join the lines, color something, they can do some crayon works. And when the elder one is doing this crayon works, the younger will surely like to do that. They enjoy colors. You can garden inside the bottle. They themselves can do it. They can see one seed growing up. So germination is taking place. They enjoy all that. Let them play with little soil and little water. Keep a play area so that they sit somewhere there and they play. And after that, give them a wash. Let them feel at home also they have a playground or they have somewhere where they can engage themselves. When we are busy, make them busy. Only thing is you keep an eye on that. What are they doing? Right. They don't harm themselves. Even in between we can have indoor games like running around inside the house playing hide and seek table. Children have fun doing that. Child should feel, yes, I'm at home, but still I'm free. Yes, my friends are around. Because the main thing what children are missing is friends. Now, what we have to become is their friends. Only then they can become our friends.
In today's COVID times, how do we handle the information stream that is going to our kids? How should we protect them or expose them to information?
We should inform them. Why should we hide from them? Only thing is, make them know what are the symptoms and make them understand that they are not the only ones who are suffering this. This is happening all over the world. And see that they understand at which age group it gets more affected. And if they have fear, just talk to them and tell them not to worry. We have to live with it. There were sickness like this. The only thing is we didn't get the vaccine and very soon we'll get it. Give them a hope. Just make them feel good. That's all.
There's a very thin line between taking precautions and being paranoid, especially in today's scenario. Things that we used to consider paranoia just a few months back, like washing your hands all the time with sanitizer or being worried about the germs everywhere and things like that, has become the norm. In fact, that has become the requirement now. But in between all this, are we affecting our children's psyche in any way? I mean, sometimes I wonder, till a few months back, we used to give a lot of importance to the social skills that they would develop. So we used to tell them, if you see somebody, or even if it's a strange kid, please go and become friends with them, go play with them. If you see a child who you know, what are you waiting here for? Go say hi to them, go talk to them and things like that. And suddenly you're pulling them back and saying, no, social distancing. You cannot go and talk to your friends. You cannot, do anything with your friends. Even if you see somebody on the road, you have to stay far away from them. How is this impacting them? Will they become introverts because of this?
See, this now we have to make the children understand that this is only because of the sickness. They can even call up children of their own class, talk to them, only see that you're around. In between, she can call one person, next day she can call another person. See, that sort of talking is taking place. There is not gap should not be there. They should feel that they are there. Only for some time they're caught up inside. Like we used to wear dresses, warm dresses during winter. See, this is something which is important now because such sickness has come. We have to make them understand.
Now, how do we handle teenagers? They are a totally different ballgame from younger children. With raging hormones and pent-up energy, they are stuck at home with too much of parental interaction and absolutely no personal space, with being surrounded by parents and elders and younger siblings all the time. How can we handle them? How can we get them through this time?
See, did ever a teenager say that they don't enjoy parents' company? They do enjoy parents' company. Only thing is, don't interfere too much. Talk to them. Talk to them. Be playful in between and make them feel good, yeah. Just ask them about certain things and allow them to watch TV, allow them to use mobile. Only thing is be around. And when they are watching some films, sit with them, sit with them, talk to them, and hear to their views, tell your views to them. You know, they'll be happy. Don't worry. Give them books what they want. Ask them to join any classes they want. Like they can learn languages, they can learn music, dance, sketching, photography. Ask them to join all that. See, they have to keep themselves engaged. Yes, they are not able to meet their friends. What would teenagers like talking to their friends in between, right? Let them have video calls. Let them have fun. And when they are talking, maybe they are talking something funny, you don't interfere. Don't behave as if you heard it. Keeping that in mind, don't start scolding them.
We've already spoken about kids and family time and personal time and things like that. Now, one important aspect of any family, the couple. How do we make sure the romance, the intimacy, the mental closeness between a couple stays alive? Especially now when you're surrounded by everybody 24/7.
They should be smart enough to cheat everybody and get into room and talk or give a little kiss to each other, right? Okay, anyway, this is a time when they can sit together in between, talk to each other. And so long, they're not talking. Everybody's so busy. Both of them going for work. And no time for each other. Only thing is they meet each other inside the bedroom. Now, at least one thing is that 24 hours you're together. In between, you can talk.
In a way, I think this gives a golden opportunity, especially to men, to make their wives fall in love with them all over again. Like, what do you need to do? All you need to do is go and help your wife in the kitchen, in all the housework.
And when husband is helping wife inside the kitchen, he can be around talking something.
That was Mrs. Molly George with us in today's Health Chat. There is no doubt that we will be going back to a new normal. Very soon, we may all have to work in setups where people are all wearing masks around us. People can't have open conversations. We can't smile at each other openly. To be honest with you, I for one am a little worried about it. And if that is our condition, I really wonder how our children are going to go out there, go sit in a classroom like that and write their exams and still give out good answers and make sure they get good numbers. But one good thing out of that is that I'm sure once they get through that time, they can face anything in life. I'm sure at one point they will turn around, look at this, and then say, if I could go through circumstances like this and still do a good job, I can face anything in life and still come out a winner. That's definitely my hope for them. And I'm sure each one of us also will learn a lesson from this. We will start to savor life much more than before. And each of the small gifts of life that we have taken for granted till now, like just walking across to a neighbor's or friend's place, opening the door and saying, "Hi there," is something that we are going to enjoy with a passion from now on. So, holding on to that good thought, this is me signing off from today's Health Chat. Stay safe.